Now here's what I beg and plead to y'all. We have a confrontation here of basically a partnership of a fascist regime, privatization, money-making, greedy capitalism, exploiting the plight of desperate humans. These are not criminals. These are not terrorists. Half of them are children. We have here the media. And every media person I've talked to who has any depth at all has confirmed that this government is intimidating them from reporting the truth. This is the opportunity of the media to report the truth, not just hearsay. The media has told me they can't get in there and see what the conditions are really like. This is a private company in America. Why can't we get in there?
You have to make an appointment?
You can't get in. The media can't get in. ACLU has tried to get in. Univision has tried to get in. They can't get in. Attorneys who represent clients here can't get in to see how their clients are living. And there's grassroots. We're here.
You're here.
And I understand the Constitution to start out saying we the people, we are the rulers of this country.
Amen. Oh yeah.
It's not the people that are put in office, they're only employees. This is the same regime that has required Mexico to cap its minimum wage at $50 to $75 a week for a maquila worker. And when they shut them down because they get cheaper wages in Asia, you got 35% unemployment here in Mexico, and it's no wonder they have no jobs. What would you do if you had no job and your family was starving? Wouldn't you come? Listen, folks, I get a lot of credit for having walked 35 miles. How about the guy who walked 200 miles across the broken desert, didn't have water, didn't have a nice place to stay, didn't have the media encouraging him? That guy deserves to work in this country, because my kids wouldn't work in a meat processing plant. They wouldn't go out in 100-degree weather and pick vegetables. How about us? We should embrace these people. We have an immigration system that is nothing more than a pussy broken leg, and this is their concept of a Band-Aid. This has got to stop. We need to demand local, state, national, and international seizure, stopping of this kind of fascist mentality. Now, let's not wait a month. Let's not wait a year. It's got to stop now. We got a new landscape in Washington. Let's get to them and say, this is your opportunity. You who won by default, you who've been mealy-mouthed and weak, now step up and be strong and stand up to these guys who've been ruling the world as fascists.
Amen.
Todo lo que estoy diciendo no es nada comparado por lo que realmente se vive aquí día tras día. Si mi cama hablara o tuviera sentimientos o vida, ya se hubiera muerto de ver todo lo que yo sufro. Everything that I am saying here is nothing compared to what you really have to live through every day by day. If my bed could speak or had feelings or was alive, it would have died a long time ago from knowing everything that I am suffering. Aquí nos tratan como si no fuéramos humanos, como si no tuviéramos ningún derecho a nada, y lo que menos es justo es que haya este tipo de detención para infantes y niños. Here they treat us as if we were not human, as if we didn't have any right to anything. And what is less just is the fact that they have these type of detention facilities for infants and children. ¿Se imaginan ustedes que si uno como adulto nos sintemos amarrados de pies y manos, cómo se sentirán los niños? Could you imagine if us as adults feel strapped and tied from our hands and our feet, how these children could be feeling today? De verdad deseo de todo corazón que un día logren ustedes algo por lo que están luchando. De todo corazón, que Dios los bendiga por todo lo que ustedes están haciendo. She finishes off saying that she truly wishes from the bottom of her heart that one day all of us accomplish everything that we are fighting for, and that from the bottom of her heart that God bless us for our efforts. We can't even put words to this kind of injustice. The prison system is out of control in this country. There are over 2 million people in jail today, and to extend this kind of traumatizing experience to children I can't even put words to it. Nobody can. Thank you all for being here, and I think that this is just a reminder of how hard we need to continue struggling, because these efforts need to go beyond this visual and onto a campaign to shut this thing down.
I want everyone to take a moment and just look around. We have over 100 people assembled here from all walks of life, from all parts of our community. We are Texans United for Families. We're a coalition of advocacy groups and community organizations that include Grassroots Leadership Texas, the American Civil Liberties Union of Texas, the Texas Criminal Justice Coalition, the Texas Civil Rights Project, the Workers' Defense Project, Proyecto Defensa Laboral, people organizing in defense of the earth and her resources, also known as Poder, and the League of United Latin American Citizens. All of us have family and friends, and we have to make sure that the story doesn't end here. We all can go to the Capitol and talk to representatives, we can talk to the media, we can organize in our communities.
Is anybody here an immigrant? A child of an immigrant? A grandchild of an immigrant? Or a descendant of an immigrant? Thank you. We ought to understand, of all people, I appeal to every ethnic group. This is really an atrocity principally against Latin Americans. I appeal to our African Americans. I appeal to our Asian Americans. I appeal to our Arabic Americans. I appeal to the European Americans that went through the same stuff when they came to this country, whether they were Polish, whether they were Chinese, who helped build the railroads, the Italians, the Greeks. Everybody who's finally made it and arrived and can say I'm an American, let's apply that. We are descendants of immigrants, and we don't want other immigrants coming here to be treated the way perhaps our ancestors were treated. It's time for it to stop. I make a direct appeal to Secretary of Homeland Security Chertoff. Wrong again. We want this to stop. I'm going right to this guy in my voice right now, and I ask you all to support it. Chertoff is the wrong man to protect us if he can do this, and he has gone on record when this was installed saying, I want more of these family detention centers. Wrong again. It's got to stop. And anybody who supports him, they got to go. So appeal to let's get this thing shut down. Let's get the people out that don't belong in ruling our country. This man also, Chertoff, had the power given to him to blank out and eclipse any environmental, any governmental, ecological law that we have for the sake of Homeland Security, which he did for the border, so that he could build a wall between us and Latin America. Let us all come together as Americans, whether you're North American, Central American, or South American. We need to be all Americans, not to imprison the ones that are darker. Bravo.